Hello, friends. Welcome. This is Patty Bennett, and today is, if you're watching live, is Friday, February 14th. Happens to be Valentine's Day. Our video today doesn't really have anything to do with Valentine's Day, but just in case you're watching live, I thought I would say Happy Valentine's Day. And welcome to anyone who is new. We love to have new viewers with us. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. If you're watching a replay other than 10 a.m. Pacific time on February 14th, please skip ahead about 2 minutes because I am just logging on to make sure that all the technology is working and that the live is in the right spot and I can see your questions and all the good things. So it'll just take us just a minute to get going at the top of the hour. But if you're watching live, say hi, comment in the comment section. Tell me, I don't know, how is your week going? How are you celebrating today? Have you been stamping this week? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Colleen. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Jolene. I hope you are all doing very well today. I'm really excited about these cards today. This particular style of card that we are going to make together is called, I'm calling it a shutter card. It goes by different names. It could also be a faux shutter card. I'll explain that. I have seen it called a fractured card, and I guess that's because it's like fractured into different patterns. I'm not exactly sure why it's called that, but it is supposed to represent the shutter of a camera as, so I don't know, it's hard to do, but like as it closes and opens. So that's kind of the idea of why it is in this shape. But what I'm going to explain to you as we make a couple of these together is how I came up with an idea to use the least amount of designer paper, or maybe I should say to waste the least amount of designer paper, but still get fun patterns. And it took my brain a little while. I know these were popular like a long time ago, and it took me a while to get on the bandwagon. But when I figured out a way that made sense to me and a way that I thought, well, this is how you can make it with not very much designer paper. That's when I thought, oh, I have to make these and I have to share them with you. And as you can see, I might have gone a little bit overboard because I couldn't stop trying different designer papers to share with you. Oh, good. I am so glad that you are all here and eager. Thank you, Jackie, Debbie. Hi, Bev. Hi, Diana and Robin, Mary, Lori, Tracy. I love all the hearts. Thank you, Tracy. All righty. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get going, or, something to that effect, right? So again, welcome. My name is Patty Bennett. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I will be celebrating 30 years as a demonstrator in a couple of months. Can you believe that? That's a long time, a very long time. I've been blogging for about 18 years at pattystamps.com, so I have well over 6,000 posts there with inspiration and tips and videos and color combinations and all sorts of things for you. You are welcome to jump over there after this video is done if you would like to see more information about what I do. Hi, good morning, everybody. Hi, Mary. Hey, Joan, Peggy. Oh, snowy in Oregon. My goodness. All right. So what we are making today is this style of card. You can see all of these cards have the same style. They have all the basic components where you have a base card, you have a quarter sheet of designer paper, well, a quarter meaning card front size. You have strips, and then you also have a square. And that's all you're going to need. We will make a couple of them together. The squares that I am using are from Stylish Shapes, and it is actually kind of this middle. Let me take one out and I can show you. It's this middle one right here. So third one in from the largest. If you don't have stylish shapes, I highly recommend this. It is really versatile for, as you can see, 3 different shapes and lots of graduated sizes. But if you don't have a square shape like this, this is basically a 2-inch square. That works perfectly for this card. So you could just cut yourself a 2-inch square and you'll be fine. You'll be able to make these cards as I have done it. And other sizes of squares will work. You will just, obviously, a smaller square, you would have a smaller section in the middle. A larger square would take up more space. But I liked this size. So this is like a 2-inch square. And let me just run through these. This is the Meant to Be paper. Isn't this cute? And I actually used the scrapbooking kit so that I could include that cute little bee sticker. And then I've decorated on the inside of all of them because why not, right? It's fun to see a little surprise inside. This one is, I forget what this is called. Floral Delight, I believe. And it's, you can see it's a lot of yellow, but I did on this one break it up a little by layering it onto olive. So that's the only one that I layered on an additional color, but I just wanted to kind of break up all that yellow just a tiny bit. These two are the Toadstool Garden, I believe it's called. Oh, I have it right here. Toadstool Garden. It's the Celebration paper that Stampin' Up is offering. So if you're watching live, they are offering this one during Celebration, which ends in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, 2 weeks from today, friends, 2 weeks. So that has different patterns from Toadstool Celebration. These two, super cute. These are from the, what is this? Oh, I do have Floral Delight over here. This is from Storybook Moments. I absolutely love this pattern because I love the blue. Wanted to play that up. Lots of cute patterns in this. Small patterns are pretty wonderful for this type of card. If you have a really big pattern, then obviously you're not going to see much of it in a small space. But I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm just sort of giving you an overview here. This one is Full of Life designer paper, and I thought I was going to love this a lot more than I do. It's a little abstractish for me. I like it. It's not my favorite card in the bunch, but I do love the Friend die cut placed up on the foam adhesive sheets. You can die cut that all at once. So I did end up loving it because of that. These three, oh shoot, what is this paper called? This is one of those new ones that they recolored. Oh, my mind just went blank. Hang on, I can find that out. It's just over here. It is called Serene Love. Yes, I don't know why I can't ever remember that. This obviously features the blue, the Night of Navy, a little more. This one has the I think this is Lost Lagoon. Pretty sure Lost Lagoon and olive, but same pack. Let's see, where are we up to here? Here we have this beautiful mixed media floral. Oh, 4 of them. Mixed media floral. This one I kept with the blacks and whites. And then these two are very similar. And then this one is a little bit lighter feeling with the different stripes or strips of designer paper. Did a set of 4 from the Celebration fruit salad paper. Very fun. And again, these smaller patterns are perfect for this type of card. I did this set of 3 with the Wildflower Birthday. This is a kit that or the designer paper pack has these die cut punch outs, and then I just fussy cut the words. But I loved the mixing and matching with these beautiful colors. All of them just go so pretty together. And then this is a sneak peek. You might have seen my post about half an hour ago. This paper is brand new. and it is part of the Thankful Garden suite. So there's this new stamp set coming up, and it has matching or coordinating masks. I would call them stencils. Stampin' Up! Likes to say masks. And a set of dies. And so next week on our live on the 21st, we'll be doing a sneak peek of this. This is part of the new online exclusives, and it is available right now to demonstrators. It will be available to customers on March 4th, or if you would like to join the Stampin' Up! Family, you can put any of these online exclusives in your starter kit right now. So here's some of the paper patterns in this pack. It's just, I think it's beautiful. I was going to say it's just beautiful. I guess that depends, you know, if you love florals, but I love florals. We're going to be making a card with this beautiful paper. So let me show you my take on this card and how I think you can do this with minimal supplies, minimal paper, but you can still get beautiful patterns, this beautiful variety of patterns, and not waste much paper. Let's see, just checking were there any. Thank you for everybody who was helping me with the names of the paper. I don't know why Serene Love will not stick in my head. There's something about that, and I don't know. So the supplies, you need 1/2 inch wide strips, and you can go with lighter or darker. I really kind of like a darker contrast between the white square, then the dark strips, and then kind of the lighter, brighter pieces of designer paper. That's kind of my preference. There was this one with the yellow, the floral, like this is all kind of very monochromatically yellow and lighter. This was, I think, the only one I used plain cardstock. Everywhere else I used, you can see, I used designer paper for all of my strips on everything. All of these were designer paper. But if you want to use cardstock, you can. And this one I deviated a little bit by using the glimmer paper for those strips. No matter what you use, and again, you can adjust this to whatever size you want. I used 1/2 inch strips, so they're 1/2 inch this way. And I wish, I'll show you as we make this, I wish that a 12-inch strip was enough to go all the way around, and I found that I was short by about 1 inch. So I have more than one strip of each kind to be able to finish off these cards. The last thing I did was put these onto colored cardstock. So I have different colors that are going to go with this paper, and we'll decide that at the end. So you need the strips. You need a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch pattern that is kind of going to be your base card. And then you just need little scraps. The biggest you are going to need is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Now this one's going to be a little too small. That one snuck in there. But 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 is all you are going to need, plus this piece. And the reason that it took me a while to make this card is that when I had seen this a few years ago being a really popular style of card, I saw it made with like a base piece of cardstock, and then people were using like 4 whole sheets like this around it and then trimming it down. And it seemed like a waste of paper. It seemed like there was too much paper being cut off and discarded, or maybe redone into another card. But the way that I decided to do it was actually use this quarter panel as the base of my card. So if you look here, you're going to see that this base is actually peeking through in 2 sections. So do you see that it's here and here? So it actually acts as 2 of the quadrants. And then all I needed to do, let's find that pattern. Is it? Okay, well, somehow I didn't bring, here, I'll get it because I really want you to see this. Which one has that pattern on the back? I'll find it. It's in here. That's so funny. Where is it? I'm looking for this one, and I know it's in here because I used it. Here it is. It's the back of this. Okay, back to what I was saying. Let me finish this thought. So, if you use this as your base and you let it peek through to 2 pieces, I used a 2.5 by 3.5 inch scrap of this here, and then I used a 2.5 by 3.5 inch scrap here. And that allowed me to have my 4 patterns that I wanted, and really only using minimal pieces of designer paper. This one has this in the background. Of course, it was cut from a different area, so you can see that it shows the pink on both of those. And then I used a blue scrap up here and that little freesia pattern down here. So let's make it. I just wanted to give you kind of the overview so that you could see where we're headed on this and why I think this is a really easy method to make this card. You're welcome, Donna. Hi, Holly. Hi, Sonia. Yes, happy Valentine's Day, Betty. Yes, Jenny, I like the glimmer paper for the strips as well. I thought that was fun. Oh, Katie says, did you know Starbucks has a new drink called Blackberry Bliss? That's funny. I did not know that, but I have actually not been to a Starbucks in about 15 years. I gave it up cold turkey and I haven't been. So, so no, I did not know. So I'm just going to kind of make 2 of these at once with you because why not? I think it kind of helps to reinforce to see it made more than once. I don't know, maybe not. That's how my brain kind of works. So the first thing we're going to do is put some adhesive. I'm just using liquid glue on the square. If you missed the beginning, this is from Stylish Shapes, or if you don't have that, it's a 2-inch square. And you can vary that. You could do 1 3/4, 1.5, 2 1/4, whatever you'd like. You're just going to get a different look on your finished card. And I put it on a diagonal, and I'm just sort of looking side to side to make it approximately equal. I'm putting it closer to the top than the bottom, but I'm not measuring. I'm just letting that be where it is. Okay, so then I am going to start down here. I put glue on there, and I'm pushing against that. I'm butting it up to that piece and press down. And then I'm just going to snip off right here and turn. Put glue there. And now I'm butting up here to the left and I'm pushing against the square. And that's going to keep my whole card so that it doesn't have gaps and so that it stays squared up. I think that's kind of what you would say if you were like woodworking or something, that you're squaring it all up. So here, I'll show you this. If I trim this piece is not enough. So 12 inches does not go all the way around. And I'm kind of bummed about that because I think it would have been awesome had it worked out that way. But really, an extra little 2 inches of cardstock probably isn't going to break the budget, right? I think having that much extra cardstock is not a big deal. All right, so that's how we're going to start that one. And then let's do this grid paper. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Patty loves grid paper. Did you know that? Anything grid paper-ish is my favorite. I have so many tablets and so many notepads and what do you call them? Like, I was going to say a flashcard. That's not right. I mean, like, I even have grid paper Post-it notes. I have 4x6 cards that are grid paper. Like, everything's grid paper in my life. I just love grid paper. Probably from all my years of drafting. And I was just thinking this morning how I used to draw house plans when I was just such a young girl. And I have tablets and tablets and tablets full of house plans that I've drawn as a young girl. I just loved that. So they were all on grid paper. Vellum graph paper. Anyway, sorry, babbling. Okay, so just so you can see that done twice and you get an idea how that first part works. And you could snip these off if it just helps you to visualize without that extra. But we're going to cut it again. I just want to show you that first step. So there's the first step. Now, this is where I look at the paper and I decide which quadrants of that back piece do I want to keep as showing on my final card. And it doesn't matter. It's up to you. You could have, you could just leave all four. Like, it looks like 4 different patterns, really. Or you could decide, well, I really want this pink and this purple to show. And I think I'm going to use this scrap up here. And I'm going to use a green scrap down here. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that side. Is on the back of, oh no. But I'm thinking, I'm just thinking here. Okay, I actually think I am going to leave the 2 bottom pieces. This one's actually smaller. We can use this one up. This is one of those 2.5 by 3.5 pieces. So I am butting this up to my strips, just kind of pushing this direction. And then I think I'm just going to have this little teeny piece of green showing. Do I want to cover this one? I think I want to cover this one. I really love those. I'm going to have those showing. I could leave it like that. Nope, we'll go ahead and do it. We will go ahead. And I realized as I was making these, every single time I made one, I second guessed myself and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I like this. But here's where the magic happens. When you turn it over, and I like just long shears like this. This is just a pair of Teflon scissors from Staples. You can also put it back into your trimmer if you prefer. That works just as well. But when you trim this up and you turn it over, it's like magic. And all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, I love this. It's so pretty. I just think it's beautiful. And you can hang on to these pieces because, like, look, this one is actually going to be able to fit right there on another card. So you can hang on to those and then decide if they get reused again on another card. So let's move to this one. And we will look again and see which pieces do we want to keep and which do we want to cover. I immediately am drawn to keeping these 2. So I'm kind of thinking maybe that gets covered and that gets covered. Kind of thinking that. I think I like that. So I'm going to do that. One other thing you can do when you're all done, if you want, is you could do a second square, do your stamping, whatever you want to do, and you could raise this up with either dimensionals or foam adhesive sheets. I don't think I did that on any of them, but it is a really fun look that I like on this card that you can totally do if you want to. You can also stamp your square first if you're nervous about gluing it on there and then stamping later. I was brave. I glued all my squares on first and then I stamped them, and thankfully all of them were fine. Okay, let's look at that. Isn't it pretty? Look how beautiful that is. I love this paper. Oh my gosh, I am just, oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. And then I went through and I cut different colors that I thought kind of went with this paper. I didn't actually look at the colors that they said. I just looked at the paper and I thought, okay, I think I kind of like these colors. I think I'm probably going to go with the blue for this one because I love how it picks up the blue. And I'm wondering what the freesia is going to look like. That's really pretty. I did the Mambo on the first one. I'm not as in love with that. Let me see what the green kind of really brings it down. I like this brighter look of that. So we'll glue them onto those. And you can mix and match. You can just, keep going, and you can do as many different mix and match patterns as you like. I should have said in the beginning, if any of you are not a fan of mixing and matching patterns, this may not be the card for you. Because some of you might be going, I don't know, this is just way too busy for me. And I get that. That's totally fine. You don't have to make them like this. You can use a more subtle pattern or even a solid cardstock as one of your quadrants if you wish. That would totally work. And then look how pretty when you put a piece of the paper inside with the white for your area to write. I just think that's so beautiful. And then just find stamps that fit within those. This is a new stamp coming out. This one is from the Tune In set, the one with the TV. It's like my favorite happy birthday. And I used the Celebration pink and purple sequins on those to finish those off. So that is how I created it. And that is my method for not using up a ton of pieces of designer paper fidgeting around with your 4 quadrants. And I just really liked this idea of leaving 2 of that base piece and then filling in 2 sections instead of all 4 or 3 of the 4 or whatever. So hang on one second and I'm just going to see if there were questions. Tammy, you're going to make hundreds this weekend? Oh, I'm glad I took the mystery away, Faith. I'm going to make it one more time if you want to hang out. I have a packet here that I'm going to create with the Serene Love. So I'm going to make that one with you because I wanted to also give you another tip. Stacy loves the grid paper. I am glad you like these, everybody. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through the live comments. Let's see. Was there any? Oh, so Terry says, what paper is this? I think, are you talking about this one? I was going over this new bundle. This is an online exclusive, and it is called Thankful Garden. It has a stamp set, dies, and masks. We're going to be using this next Friday in my live, and that is what this paper is from. And it is an online exclusive available right now to demonstrators, or if you are not a demonstrator but you want to get it right now, you can put it in your starter kit if you'd like, or you could sign up and then you could put this in your first order. Lori says, great mashup. Thank you, Lori. I am glad you like these. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So hi, Keisha. Welcome. Hi, Terry. So let's do one more real quickly. And I just wanted to share a tip with you. As I was cutting cardstock and whatnot for these projects today, I realized, and I don't know if you saw it over here. I'm going to show you. This is embarrassing, but I'm going to show you. Can you see this raggedy edge on this piece of garden green cardstock? I cut that and I went, oh my heavens, it is time for a new blade. And I thought it might also be time for a reminder. I've shown this before, but I just wanted to remind you, I love these little alcohol swabs. These are from, I guess I can say it, Sam's Club. You can get them anywhere. You can get them online. I use my paper trimmer, or paper piercer. I have an old one here, and I put it in the track and I move it up and down several times in different spots using this little alcohol swab. And I get out all the little dust, and then I use the same alcohol wipe to just clean off any little gluey spots. I don't know how I get so many gluey spots on here. It's not like I cut paper that has a lot of glue on it, but it happens. Clean this off, clean over here, and then I put a new replacement blade in. Stampin' Up does sell them, so you can get the replacement blades. And oh my gosh, it was like magic, and it was like just trimming everything was like butter. So just a little reminder for you when you are crafting and you start to feel like, oh, I don't know, maybe my cuts could look a little nicer, or maybe it's a little bit ragged, maybe it doesn't feel like it's cutting perfectly, then it's time to do those things. So this paper, I just wanted to use this because I wanted to call your attention to the fact that this Serene Love paper was a special release, and it is actually on clearance right now. Stampin' Up is calling it the last chance list, but for those of you that have been around a while, you are used to Stampin' Up calling it the clearance rack and saying that it was on clearance. So I just thought, you know what? Good time to remind you to be checking that last chance list. Oh shoot, did you guys see what I just did? Were you all yelling at me? We can't put this. Please hold. We can't put it on there yet. We have to trim it. Who was yelling at me? Were all of my friends yelling at me? Yep, you were. You were all yelling at me. Don't glue it on yet. My gosh. I wonder if there's a way, I'm just like thinking now, was there a way to salvage that? There probably was, but I'm not going to bother with it. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Who was yelling at me? I want to know. Sorry, I'm just looking for another card base in Night of Navy. So we'll have that handy. I wonder if I can at least salvage this strip. Okay. Rewind the tape. All right, we'll start over. Margie was yelling at me. Yep. Please hold. Yes, please hold. I was so excited to tell you about the sale price of the paper, and so excited to show you my reminder about cleaning your paper trimmer, that I was just like on a roll. Anyway, I hope that based on all of these beautiful cards that I showed you at the beginning, that you will look through all of your designer paper this weekend or today, and that you will find 1 or 2 or 10 and say, I'm going to try this with that paper. And then let me know tomorrow. You can look at my blog. You'll start to see all of these projects. It took me 3 days to get all of these in a blog post because there's so many. But I hope that you will comment and let me know what papers you decided to use, because I'm excited to hear about that. So what should we keep and what should we cover? Like, this one's a little boring to me because it just has leaves. And so I feel like that one needs to be covered up. And I really love these two, but I'm thinking like just this little teeny piece of striped paper might be really nice right there. Sometimes you just have to go with it and see how it turns out. So remember, I'm just pushing, see, I'm pushing and butting it up to those strips, and that is really the easiest way to make this and make sure that everything just fits like really tight, no gaps, everything stays nice perpendicular and all of that. Well, you certainly saw that we are all human and we can all make a mistake, right? But I'll find something else to do with that card. I'm not going to trash it. One thing I do love about this particular paper is the big, beautiful flowers in this design. And I'm pretty sure I will just fussy cut and put them right on top of that other card that was a little bit of an oopsie. Sorry, just gonna get these extra little pieces out of the way before we put it onto our Night of Navy. I'm just a sucker for navy and white, so this paper is just one of my favorites. I just love this. And then what I was showing you earlier was when you have your darker cardstock, put a little love inside. Go ahead. Oh, let's use that side. Go ahead and use up another piece of paper, put it on the inside, and then grab a smaller white panel. This could be die cut. I'll show you if I can. I think I can locate it pretty quickly. I'll show you what I'm going to start putting on the inside of these cards. So look how pretty. I'll show you those finished ones again. They are hiding. So look how pretty. Oh, that's funny. This one is almost identical. Look at that. I'll show you. Hang on one second. It's over here in my pre-order box. I haven't even opened it. It's not that one. Textured notes. I think it's this. Textured notes. Yes. Look at all these amazing rectangle dies. Hang on. Got to do this the right way. Peel the cardboard backwards. Don't bend your dies. So this is going to be so pretty as a die cut piece on the inside of cards. And look at all these sizes. Look at all these amazing textures. So I'm going to just pre-cut a whole bunch of these to put on the insides of my future cards. So friends, let me see if there were questions, and I want to know, do you kind of are you leaning towards any favorites of any of these? The birthday, the fruit, the mixed floral. Wait, is that what it's called? Mixed floral? No. Why did my brain go blank? Mixed media floral. I knew I'd get that. The mixed media floral. It's one of my favorites. I love the mixed media floral. The storybook, the toadstool, the brand new lovely garden, the bee, the, what's that called again? Delightful floral delight, one of the two. It's something like that. The full of life. Anybody have favorites? I'd love to know. Debbie doesn't have a favorite because she loves them all. It is fun, Lori. Lori says it's fun to see them in different designer papers. That was kind of my goal, was to see like, well, what really works and what patterns are good. Your smaller patterns are better. But Stampin' Up! Is so good with every pack of designer paper about how they all coordinate that it really doesn't matter what pieces you pick out of a pack, right? Serene Love and Mixed Media Floral, says Stacy. Kat likes the bee card. Jenny loves them all. Sally says the blue and white. Darlene loves them all. Gloria says navy and white. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad you love all of them. Let me just see if there were... Yes, Jenny, the new rectangle dies. This is in the pre-order that we just pre-ordered. Was it last on the 4th, 7th? I forget what day 4th, I think. We pre-ordered on the 4th, and this is part of the pre-order. It is called Textured Note Dies. Yes, part of the pre-order for demonstrators. Margie missed the beginning. The squares are from Stylish Shapes. I used the third one in, which is a 2-inch square. So if you don't have these, or if you have different squares, but you can use any size square. It doesn't matter. Your ratio will just be different. These are 2-inch. The strips are all 1/2 inch wide. And I was noting at the beginning that I wish there was a way that a 12-inch strip would make it all the way around, and it doesn't. If you use a bigger square, it would probably work, but I didn't want a bigger square. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you guys were asking. I'm sorry, and I missed it. Yes, you guys were asking about the rectangles. Textured Note Dies. Yes, it's part of the pre-order from last week. Oh, Jenny. So that's a good point. So back here, let me back up to this card. Jenny was saying, rather than covering 2 of the quadrants with another pattern, you could just color in the flowers. And that would look totally amazing as well. I love that, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. She says, I'm a great teacher. You are super kind. Yeah, I'm sorry about the goof up, everybody, but I'm human. You saw it, right? Sorry, just scrolling through the live comments. Let me see if there was anything else. Keisha likes the birthday DSP. She might be trying that. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad you like these. Mary likes the toadstools. Brenda is obsessed with the wildflower birthday. Margie says they're all winners. Yes, the squirrel and the mouse. I know. Aren't those too cute? I love that those are already colored and already die cut in the pack because when I was making these, I was trying to be quick and I didn't want to stop and stamp and watercolor and the whole bit. So I just punched those out super quick to use on these cards. Let's see, were there any other questions? I know, Jenny, those might sell out. You never know, right? I think they're going to be super popular, especially because we Stampin' Up retired the deckled rectangles. And so I think kind of that's part of the reason why, right? It's because we were getting these, but we didn't know that at the time, right? Oh, you're welcome, Stacy. Tracy loves the bees. Awesome. Oh, Diana, yeah, you're welcome to watch the replay. So any questions about these that I missed? If you could retype it because I might have missed something as they were scrolling by. The fruit paper, Jackie. Yes, yeah. I really like this card design with the fruit paper. I think this paper in smaller doses is more appealing to me. And that's, even though it's busy, I kind of liked that it was just small snippets. And look how different they look when you use the different patterns for those strips, right? You can really get a different look on those. And darker versus lighter, there's even a different look. Yes, Cheryl, textured note dies. Boy, y'all are just all over this, huh? Yes, this is part of the demonstrator pre-order online exclusive for February. It will be available to customers March 4th. All demonstrators can buy it now if you want to on a demonstrator order. If you are not a demonstrator and you really want to get this now, you can sign up to be a demonstrator, either put it in your starter kit or in your as a first order. And there are tons of products in this pre-order. Tons. So you're going to see lots of new things coming. Anything else? Yes, lovely garden. Katie just got it. Oh, that paper is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Yes, Tammy, die cutting fairy. When you are caught up with your own classes, I have lots of die cutting for you. All right, everybody. Well, if you are looking for all of these cards, like I said, it took me 3 days to get these all on blog posts. So pattystamps.com starting February 15th, 16th, and 17th. I split it up into 3 posts. You will be able to find these. If you want the supplies, you can go there today. I already have the supplies listed today. If you need catalogs when I sign up for the newsletter or shop, those are the links, and you can also find them on my blog. And I appreciate you. I love that you join me on Fridays. Thank you so very much for joining me. And next week we will be playing with the new Thankful Garden and the matching stencils or masks and the dies that all go together with that new paper that we used on these 2 cards. So that will be next week. Little sneak peek. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. I know some of you have a 3 or 4 day weekend and you will enjoy some extra time off, hopefully some stamping time. Libby says, where do demos see the pre-order items? On the demonstrator website. If you look at the updates on Tuesdays, that's one great place. And then also right in the middle of the screen, there are big graphics that scroll by. One of them says new items and it shows this Thankful Garden. You can click that and you can find out about that as well. You are welcome, Robin. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Jenny. Thank you, Lois. And you can also, who was that? Libby that asked? Libby, you can also on the demonstrator website in the upper left, you can click shop. And one of the categories is online exclusives. If you click that, it'll show you all of the items. There's also a downloadable file that Stampin' Up provided us with all of the online exclusive pre-order items for this go around. So lots of different little places that you can see. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you joining, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have some fun stamping time, and I will see you all live next week. Bye.